Welcome to the Real Business Breakthrough Show. I appreciate that you are here. I am your host, Judy Jewett, and today we have a very interesting guest. I cannot wait to introduce you to him. Um, Here, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to tell you a little bit about him, and before I bring him on, from the ancient land of Atlantis, or perhaps Sirius, the distant star in our galaxy, or simply a rare mystical artifact buried for over 1,000 years in Belize. The Mitchell-Hedges Crystal Skull has awed scientists, shamans, and people of all walks of life for over 100 years. Bill Homann, 10th degree black belt and Grand Master, is the keeper and guardian of this priceless treasure that thousands of testimonies relate has changed their lives for the positive. Bill has traveled the world over, taking the crystal skull into jungles, mountaintops, caves, seasides, penthouses, and luxury yachts to meditate with those whom the skull has been drawn to. The crystal skull has been gathering friends and today, and these unprecedented pivotal times we live in, the skull and Bill are earnestly bringing light and universal love for humanity. So, with that, let me introduce Bill. Hello, Bill.
Well, hello. Yeah. Well, that's
Oh, look who,
we're
yes, we
here.
do have.
We've here to be with you today and share some of this universal love because that's what's happening right now in the world. We need a lot of that. So glad to be here.
Yes, and I'm in awe because I'm getting to meet right here, and we're in the quantum field, so I am right in the energy field of your crystal of Mitchell Hedges. So I'm very honored, Mitchell Hedges, to be here with you today. Also, woo. Okay, so with that, what I'd like to do is I am going to go ahead and I'm going to ask some questions in this interview. The energy is very strong. So if you are actually watching the show, I want you to center yourself however you do that. If you understand energy, because this is very, very powerful energy. I just might be in la la land for the next half hour and just enjoy myself. But if you're not, and this is something new for you, and you just have an interest of being here at this moment, I do welcome people of all walks of life. And today you will receive a transmission of love. And you are going to be receiving it from the show. And if that is not your forte, that's okay. But spiritually, I know for sure that is happening. So, what I'd like to do, Bill, the first question I would like to get is a little personal. And I would like for you to tell us a little bit about you, where you're from, and a little bit about your story of life and the pivotal moment that led you to this adventure of spirituality.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think, when you look back over your life, there's different points you say, but I think everything goes back to your soul essence. And I've always had this closeness to my spiritual side all my life. I was always seeking and looking for the truth, and it's been since I can remember as a very small child, 3 and 4 years old, things happening that kind of shaped me and brought me into a different view of what belief and religion. Because I grew up in a very Lutheran home, and we went to church every week, and we was very and learned all, and that's my learning that I got through parochial school too. And but with that, it's what I find is that you have to grow in this too. You can't have the belief that what you had as a child is the belief you should have as an adult. So many people would say when they ask, what is God? Well, he's this guy sitting in a chair up in the clouds, and he's controlling everything from there. Well, that's a way of looking at it, and especially as a child, you kind of get that feeling. But once you get a spiritual connection to your creator, to the angels, the archangels, to Christ, to the Buddhas, to the different spiritual beings that are here working with us on the planet, it gives you a different perspective. And a lot of that comes from listening to the voice inside of you and, going and following that path. And I find that if you ask me a really deep question to start with, but it's just an unfoldment of things. And I started one way, then I went into different metaphysical ways of meditation and connecting with my inner guides and spirit, different beings on the different planes and stuff like that. And it was just a growing thing. But with the skull is a very special artifact in the fact it is like a machine that was given to us by the ancients, and it's here now. They believe, and what they say is because it's at a time when the world needs help. And I know a lot of you, if you really look at it, I think we're at that time right now, and I think people are feeling it. They feel the urgency of connecting and finding out what's real and what we're all about. And the skull has different things it does, but one thing it does very much all the time has this universal love that it permeates and connects with people. People are drawn to it, not everyone, but if there is some kind of a connection, they're drawn to come from all over the world to see it. And I just kind of do the job of taking it around and meeting people and letting them have that experience, because everyone's experience is different. And that's what I find so much joy, because I can see where it opens people up to this higher sense of themselves, who they are and what they are, and bringing that through at this time where we really need that. And so it's a very interesting, very exciting tool for humanity that is here to help us, because universal love is the most powerful force in the universe. And you think, oh, bombs and this and that. But if you go to the highest level, connecting with the creator and all the different things, it's universal love that's going to bring humanity into this higher consciousness, that we're so much on a pivotal point at that point now, which in many life years and past civilizations, we've come to that point. But I feel it now is a time that the people are waking up and they're connecting to their inner self and bringing that out to become these full beings, that we are more than our physical body. We're not just physical people going to work, doing this, doing that, but we are connections to our higher self, to the God source. So coming into that knowledge is very exciting, very freeing, and it gives people a lot of joy, because that's what the skull is talking about. It talks about remembering who and what we are, and following our joy and happiness, and going into that, we become who and what we really are, and that's our power, is becoming our full divine self. So it's an exciting time we live in, and you got me off on a deep question, and I hope I didn't go too out of bounds on it or too far in any one direction. But basically, it's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to share this love and light, and it permeates into the electronics and comes through, and you should be able to feel it while you're sitting there, coming right into your heart. And much love to all of you for being here, and enjoy the moment. Yes.
Yes, yes. And I'm really grateful also because people will be coming on and they'll see the replay on all of it'll be YouTube, LinkedIn, and several places on Facebook. So, and I'll be sending it out also. And I do think it's very important. I have to tell you, I spent quite a few years. I didn't do it until I was an adult in the Lutheran church. So I
Mm.
understand. I grew up in the Episcopal Church and then later was in the Lutheran Church. So I completely understand that journey that you were a part of. Just so wanted to let you know I can relate
Yeah.
to that. Okay, so let's give, and I appreciate everything you're saying about humanity and what this is about. And I would love to share some of my own, just knowing that we were connecting, I can share some of the things that transpired. But right now, I still want to learn more about you and about the crystal skulls, because my understanding is there are five crystal skulls in the world. Is that true?
Okay, well, there's the legend. The legend of the crystal skulls is that there are 13 of these crystal skulls are made by the different masters at a period, Atlantis or before, and they created them and used them as communication devices where they could communicate with each other when they were in various parts of the world or wherever. And that because of that they've went to different parts of the world when Atlantis sunk, is what I'm told, and they were placed in, like the skull. This was placed in a pyramid in Central America and was buried for over 1,000 years when it was opened up in 1924 by a British explorer, Mitchell-Hedges. And so the legend is there's 13. How many have been found? There's different uh, possibilities. Supposedly, there's one in Venezuela that's been with the family for over 200 years, and they just have it sitting on a mantle down there, and it's very not very well known. And there are different ones, and I was told by the psychic Carol Wilson Davis that they had found something a year ago in July in Egypt in one of the chambers that they opened, and we didn't hear anything about it. They said they found things in the news, but they didn't say what they found. And then I connected with a young lady that has strong connections with the gentleman that's the head of archaeology in Egypt. And I had her ask him about it, and she said yes, they did find a skull there. So it's put away in some kind of a vault someplace, but they're not really doing anything with it because probably they're not really knowing what to do with it. Each one of these skulls have a special programming, and each one's a little different from what they do. And that's why the legend says that if you would find all the skulls and you'd bring them together, that there's major things would happen. But in my opinion, in my understanding, since I do work with the skull a lot, they are communication devices. And so when I work with meditation, I'm able to very easily connect the other 12 skulls and bring them into the circle with us to meditate. And that is pretty exciting and very powerful because it's at a time when we have to really stay positive in our lives, and it's what we think is what we get. And especially now that the veil is thinner, our thoughts and our actions create things faster. So uh, as we work on going forward, it's really paramount that we can put our minds in this positive state so we can make good things happen. If you have a choice, you want something good in your life or you want something bad in your life. Well, there's plenty of bad. Let's make good. So anytime something bad happens, don't really worry about it. Concentrate on the good stuff and let's have some good stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That is really neat that you can connect with, and I understand because, and there is no separation. And
No
of
separation.
course, it's all together. And so I am under the impression from what I've read that with Mitchell-Hedges skull that it has a specific um I mean purpose that I mean they all do, and it's
Mhm.
full of ancient energy. I mean information, we know that. But this one is specifically to expand something, correct?
Well, like you said, there are several different things. One thing, it's piezoelectric quartz, which is the same kind of quartz they make computer chips out of. And I had a doctor of geology and gemology that told me that with what he found about it, he said if you took a piece of the crystal about the size of your fingernail, you could store all the knowledge of every IBM computer in the country. That's what he told me. So, I'm not really that good at computers, but that seems like a lot of information. But the knowledge that's been passed on saying that there is the knowledge of the universe has been stored into these crystals, and that's why they have made them in the shape they have. In the fact is they made it in something that was either loved or feared very much, and by that it would be protected and carried on, where if it was something that just looked average, like a, a plate of with writing on it, it could be destroyed. But if it's something like stands out like a beautiful work of art, it would be protected through the generations. And they say that when the mankind is ready to bring that knowledge out, it's on light, sound, frequency. So it's all frequency stored based inside on the different parts of the computer crystal. So that's kind of interesting. And also, it works on opening people up because it mirrors a person's inner self. So as you're sitting there, and you can feel it going right into your heart. And oh, you feel that, don't you? Oh, you feel that the skull. You feel that love coming from the skull. He loves you very much. I can feel it. So you must have a connection. So yeah. Oh, yes. That's amazing. Okay. I never know what it's going to do. It's pretty cool how it happens, and I know what you're feeling, and it's just going into your thinking it and you're feeling it. So it's pretty wild, isn't it?
Yeah, it is because it did show me that you'll go on a new timeline. I'll be on a new timeline, which to me is the fifth dimension, and that it was expanding my capacity in my knowledge, my ability to know
Well, it's
just
time
by
for
being here.
yeah.
It's
Well,
like wow.
it's time for that because that's your remembering of who and what you are and bringing back your true power. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, it is. It is definitely, and that's exactly, and that's why you have to be ready to, it's like you reconnect, you reclaim something that's already you. And
Already,
it is ancient. It absolutely is. If you feel the connection, it is an ancient connection of there's no limit in time, right? I mean, there's no
no
limit.
at a time. Nope, it's all happening now. It's all now. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I could just literally sit here with the crystal all day. Well, we know we can't do that, right? It is that elevating of just yeah, I could just commune with it for sure. Without even touching it physically, right? I could just
Well,
be in.
the energy you feel the energy, and because everything is in all spaces. So I find that what I've learned that the skull is connected some real deep part inside our DNA, and it's a part of us. And so this is just the physical form of something that we have inside of ourselves. And the people that have that connection, when they see it in person or on the screen or wherever, that part of them, it starts to vibrate or something and wakes it up, and so you have that connection. So I find that's pretty exciting, and I'm learning more all the time. When I'm working with it, meeting different people, coming into contact, I'm expanding my knowledge of it too. So I know everything about it? I don't, but I'm doing my best to open up and learn. So that's all you can do in life, is just learn, but follow your joy. And the skull wants you to have joy. It wants you to have peace. It wants you to have happiness and feel the love. That's what it's all about.
It is, and it's stepping in that higher energy, because when I thought about that, the word joy, the joy is a very pure vibration, and it's actually a higher vibration to me than love. But to really go into joy, really experience the essence of joy, you know no limits of time. You're just in
Just
that awe.
there you
In
go. That's perfect. That's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Go for that.
are. I
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I went back into education, I was tutoring some kids in inner city Columbus. Um, and and I was going into a Catholic school, and I remember stopping, it was spring, and all of a sudden I'm looking at this the bud's growing on this tree, and time stopped. Oh, and
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. And it's like you just get those glimpses of that, and that joy, that's what joy does. It is it is with nature all the time, right? If you
Yeah.
can
Oh
get
yeah.
into the first time I hugged a tree, I
Mhm.
I I could feel it. And nature is the purest, when you can get to the purest energy of it. And that's what's interesting, because you've got the crystal is, it's like on steroids of joy, of all. I mean, it is so intense, right? In a good way, of course.
Mhm.
When you like adventure, you do enjoy feeling the frequency of what, and it's activating something in my brain right now. So that's awesome. Okay, so we've already talked about the what it does. It is going to, with joy, it's going to open up more of who that person already is. And so if you are like, well, I don't want to watch this, I'm not connected to it, that's okay. Because everybody comes when everybody is ready, if you ever are. There's
Right.
no right or wrong, right?
Correct. Yeah.
It just is. And it does take you being willing to step up and not be afraid, because there's nothing to harm you. It's all just the pure divinity of who we are, is it not?
Yeah. Well, when I use the word adventure a lot, because I love adventure, but the thing, adventure is just taking chances in life. Taking chances, going a different way than you always went, and experience and talk to somebody you never thought you would talk to, and find out about them, and all of a sudden, wow, there's something there. But to listening to that voice inside of you and let it take you on this way. So many people, their inner voice tells them, oh, I wouldn't go that way today. And you say, that's okay, I'll just go there. And all of a sudden the traffic's all backed up and everything. And if you would have went the other way, what your inner voice told you, you would have had a little better day. But it's a matter of learning to recognize and listen, because we have that guidance all the time, and that makes life easier and more fun. And we push fun, and the excitement is so. I found that if you're in special places in life and you're with special people, you have to take a mental picture of that, because that's something that sometimes we go through life and have all these great experiences, and we go through it and we don't really think about it, and we lose the moment. Kind of remember, I was working at the Hopi reservation, and I was working with a shaman, and he had us out on the side of this big cliff, and there was a big, huge boulder that was there's one of their sacred sites, and we had the skull there, and we had a little fire going, and we were sitting there, and it was at the time the sun was going down, this beautiful sunset. And at the same time, because it was the equinox, the moon was coming up over the rocks right behind us, and sitting there with the shamans and good friends, and we were just enjoying the moment. And I thought, wow, this is a moment I don't want to forget. This is something that I want to burn it into my mind. And so there's so many of those little things. You meet with people that you hadn't seen before, and it's really good to see them again. You got to put that in your mind as is a gift from the gods or whatever, as a part of your life, and go forward.
That, that is so, 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 so true. With everything. I just think I'm just so honored to know you and to be a part of this magical moment
Well, I'm
of
so honored to know you too, and we give you, send out that good love to each other and to the world, right?
it is that's what it's all about, is to share, to connect, because
Share,
that
yeah.
one little seed
Mm-hmm.
grows and builds and expands. And I mean, what else is there besides love? Divine light, I believe, is probably a stronger vibration, because love is meant, it has a meaning to everybody a different way, and love can have conditions.
Right.
So even though we say, yeah, all there is love, I do believe joy, is probably doesn't have judgment. There's no expectation, it just is, right?
Well, I
When you
think
get
joy
into
is a
it.
is a form of love. I think it
Yes,
is,
yeah.
and it's universal love. It's not like, because then we all these words. If we could go back to the old way, and we'd sit here, and I would be talking to you with my mind, and you'd be talking back with our mind. Our words would be perfectly in line. Our feelings would be sent perfectly to each other. But in this day and age, when I say a word and it triggers people off, there's a lot of words you say it, and it'll trigger people. And I say, they trigger them in a good ways or bad ways, but it's the same word. And so we have to be aware of that, and then we make judgments on it. So the whole thing is when you see something, and I find this really interesting, in something, in a person or something you don't feel comfortable with, oh, that feels really bad, then it's really a part of you somewhere. And if you come to understand that part, and release that energy of judgment, you and finding, hey, I have that problem in me someplace, that's why it's triggering me. And if we can come into that and see that, we can get rid of those triggers, and then we go up, and that's what we're trying to do, is come into this higher consciousness, a higher vibration, and coming to understand that we are individual beings. We're part of the divine. We are more than our physical body, but in the universal consciousness, we are all one. We're all one. And all these people that are over in this part of the world, and they're all bad, and this one over here, yeah, we are all one. It's just a matter of us being able to understand not only them, but through us, our weaknesses and everything, and build ourself up and connect with love, universal love, joy, to all human forms, all life forms, really all life forms. Animals have such special energy. There's so many beautiful animal life forms here. And if you sit back and watch, even in the wild, when you sit and see, squirrels playing or rabbits or whatever, you see that there's a connection and a caring. And it's really, hey, yeah, we're more than just us. And when you see how everything connects, it's really a beautiful thing. And it's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But sometimes it's painful. It's
Oh,
painful when you're
we're
looking
learning. Those
for
are painful as gifts, because if everything was perfect in our lives, we would not grow. We need the negative and the positive to push us to a higher state. You can't.
and right. And I couldn't say that more. I know. And I know that we all have those moments. If we really had healed all of our karma is what's causing the pain and suffering. And if we had healed it, then why would we be here, right? If we didn't keep having a lot of things through many generations of our ancestors,
Yeah.
it
Well,
goes back really far.
yeah, I'm feeling now at this point in time that what controls us is these blocks, and the blocks are when you were a child, somebody said, "Oh, you shouldn't see ghosts" or something like that, and you're seeing something right there. Oh, you can't see it, and you put blocks up and different things you block, or you money's not doesn't grow on trees, and they put a block up, and there's money, there's trees with money all over them. What the heck? But the thing is freeing yourself from these blocks and starting today unblocked to become and do anything because you are the creator being. Why not make good things in your life and not have all these things that keep you from being good, holding you down all the time? Just let them go. The skull is very good at just cutting that all off. And today's the first day of a new life. What are you going to do with it? And that's a pretty scary thing because now you're in the power to create whatever you want in your life. And it's exciting too. So what do you
It
want
it
in your life?
it really is. It is very exciting because as a human being in this, we are able to have free will, and every given moment we can change. And so even though we're going through our stuff, and this is the work I do, I help people all the time. I'm not about peeling an onion. I'm about, let's go into the cellular structure. Let's go in and change. Let's get to the core and make the change. And so when you do that, and it's all about surrendering. It's all about being willing to change your story and letting it go. And it does. It happens so quickly to be able to shift the energy. It really does. And that is what I find. I heard someone recently say, well, there's a way to do healing and you don't have to remember anything. It's about codes. And I'm thinking, wait a second. If you're feeling it, your cells, it's already stuck in your body, right? It's not creating anything new. So it's about letting it go so you don't have to feel it. You're holding on
Right.
to the feelings. You're
Yes.
holding on to the memory of the pain is what you're holding on to. And that's, of course, the subconscious mind. So, yeah, it's just a different take.
Yep.
And
Well, you see, you have these gifts, and these are your gifts, and they've been talking to you all your life, and as you get more and more towards them and bring them out more, you come in balance of who and what you are. It makes you a unique and very powerful person because you have these gifts, but they're yours and you become them, and that's the whole thing, is finding out who and what you really are, following your joy and your happiness and becoming that. The people that aren't good for you, they will fall away from you. But if they're not good for you, that's probably okay. And then the people that come into your life are ones that will appreciate you as who you are and give you your appreciation and love and make you even more powerful and grow even more. So, to be on the path that you're on, I'm sure, like me, there's been a lot of things along the way, but by going more into yourself and becoming, you have this gift of, helping people and healing. Okay, now you see it more and it brings it out. That's the beauty of life right there, isn't it?
it absolutely is the beauty. And I'll tell you, in the work I do and what you're doing, it came to me when I was a massage therapist many, many, many years ago. And I would speak to people, and I still like knew that, well, we got to do more than a massage because you need to clear these blocks, right? But I was gifted, my gift was to talk to the heart. And when you can talk to that heart of whatever the block is, whatever is preventing that person to reconnect to their inner child. But that's not just the inner child, it is their Christ within. It is
Right.
reconnecting to that pure seed, that pure love, that pure divinity. And all it is it's they say, well, you forget. No, you just need, yeah, well, you forget, but you just need to reconnect it and to remember that that's who you are. That's the pure energy. And that's exactly what's happening. I realize um, with your crystal, it heals the heart. It opens the heart, and you've got to connect the heart and the mind, and you've got to connect above and below and inside and out, and the yin and the yang, and all of it in between. It's all one.
Pretty neat stuff, yeah. But we're
It's
at the whole people are starting to search, are starting to wake up, and as light workers, at one time, you feel you don't want to tell people, oh, this is what I feel, this is who I am, because a lot of people, oh, they look at you, but the thing is, you're like a seed, you are like a planter of seeds, and you have these seeds of wisdom, and you put them out. Now, like any farmer will tell you, not all the seeds get into the ground and grow. Some of them are in the bushes and stuff like that, and they don't. But by putting out the seeds, the people that are needing the growth, they will take that and open up to their full beautiful self. And so we can't look back and say, oh, are they coming? Or you just go forward in what you believe in. You send out this love and light, and it's pretty cool, because then here's somebody here and they have all this building and gifts and everything that's right there to be used, and all of a sudden it's released and come out, and they're not helping just themselves, they're helping their family, their friends in the world. And it's a neat thing to see. So this is a time for that, and it's time to listen to yourself and become that full self that you are, more than your physical body, because you are more than a physical body. You're here as a part of the creator. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, and that is so beautifully said. I always say, another way that I try to communicate with others is about what 5% of people in the world get to fulfill their dream, because they don't know how. They can't get there because of I call it the broken boards on the bridge, but in other words, the mindset, the pain, the suffering, the trauma, whatever it is that is that voice that's saying, no, you can't do this, I can't do this, and you're stuck and you can't get there, right? And so that is a pivoted moment. I mean, everybody is here to live in the highest vibrational energy of pure love, of joy, of to having everything, their life purpose, their vision, their dreams to be fulfilled. And within that, yes, you self discover that you realize, gosh, it was already there. I just reconnected to who I am.
There
And
you go.
that is the essence. And that's why it's important that we all do the work. And I will say that it's, if only 5%, and I like to say 10%, I like to believe surely, maybe there's more people than what they say can get there, but we all are here to be able to do it. And we have to follow that path. And here as light workers is to hold that space, because everybody has the ability to heal themselves. I know I'm sitting in the presence of you, Bill, and of Mitchell-Hedges, and it is beautiful and wonderful, and it's just, I mean, seriously, I could do this all day, right? It's joyful, it's it's fulfilling, and it's being able to know that you have it within you, and we forget sometimes that you have it and you can do it. And so as light workers, we all, we have this way, to help everyone to know that you've got the healer within. You have to awaken the healer within. And that's when you reclaim your authentic self, and you reclaim the connection to the creator, and you reclaim everything that you are, reconnecting to the confidence is a biggie. People lose their confidence. Then you are activating and knowing that you are the healer within and you have everything you need. And that is what, Mitchell-Hedges is saying. When you connect with Mitchell-Hedges, it is saying you are the universe, you are the cosmic energy, you are everything, right?
That's it. Yep. And isn't it interesting now that the people that are working are coming from different places, but they all have the messages are all coming straight and straight arrow coming together. What you're saying and what the skull has been saying, it's all there. And it's important to find out and listen to the voice of who and what we really are, because this person here has the ability to create with their hands, and they have special gifts to make beautiful things. And this person here is an author, and he writes stuff in such a way that it touches people's hearts. And this one right here can speak, and by speaking to people, he can motivate them. This person right here has, something that, there's no such thing as big gifts or little gifts, and who's important, because we're all important together, and we all have to find out our true total worth and bring that out, because that's our joy. And the joy I find is, if you find something that you love and you follow it, you'll find that in that you're helping humanity, other people. And by doing that, everybody says, "Oh, what I wish I knew what I was supposed to be." Well, the thing is listening to that voice within, following the things that make you happy, are parts of your past lives and different parts of your soul that you're connecting to. I like to play this. I'm a piano player. I like that for some reason. That's, you're connecting to those gifts, whatever those gifts are, and becoming that person with those gifts that you can help yourself, but you're helping other people. And there's nothing better to find a life purpose that helps other people, because then you're giving to them, it comes back so many times, back and forth, and lifts the room of joy and love. So that's what it's all about, and we can have fun doing it too, because that's the whole key to it. Have fun. And
It is. And you said something that I really believe so strongly, is to know that we all have our own gifts. I know myself, my gift was not to be the smartest person in the world. I suffered with some learning challenge of writing and short-term memory, auditory short-term memory, and some other stuff, and ADD, and all these things. And I always thought, well, I just was not smart at all, right? And then here I am. It's like, okay, well, I'm graduating from high school, and I would either get average grades or I'd get below average. And the teacher said, well, that's because you're not trying. Well, no, it's just that I gave up. And so, and this was a generation before that they understood this, but I was bright. I was really bright, and I could watch things happening, and I caught on really fast, and I was very intuitive. And I remember graduating from high school thinking, well, what am I going to do? And I worked in a shoe factory for 2 weeks. I couldn't do it. I said, well, I can't be a secretary. I can't sit here. Well, I'm going to go to college. Well, I was not even, you wouldn't think that I was college material. And I went and told my parents, no, you got to send me to college. I was the first one out of 7 children, number 5 in a family, and I wanted to go to college. And so, yeah, I graduated from college um, and did well, but it was determination. So that goes to show you, it's, when you don't think you're enough, right? I grew up never thinking I was enough, but there was something I really wanted to achieve, and I did it. And so we all have that ability. There are areas in our life we don't think we're enough, and that we can have it all. We can do whatever we want, and we can achieve whatever we want. And we're not all here to be the rocket scientist,
right,
to have the highest IQ, to be able to speak 3 or 4 languages, to write the best novels in the world. We all have our way of our gift to give back. And it's everything is to be honored and to be cherished, and to just recognize that that's exactly it. We all have our own uniqueness.
yeah. Well, it's like if you have a scale, and And this scale right here, you're kind of low and you're trying to fit into these other people's positions and it doesn't quite fit right. But over here, you have this real high ability and gifts that you have that no one else has, and these are yours. And so, in trying to be something you're not, it's not going to work. But once you can go in and find, oh, this is, I have this intuitive stuff. I can travel and I can do this. Now, how can I use this to further and be of service to mankind and myself? And it's pretty amazing when you do it, because you just follow the joy, and it'll take you right home to the best place you can be. Yeah.
You will. And just one more thing with human behavior of people, watching, that will be watching the replay or whatever, that, just remember, yes, you are special, you are unique. It's reconnecting, remembering who you are. And that in my line of work, what I find are the number one things that people experience. They come into this world, it's all about more love, more acceptance. I mean, why else are we here? All these lessons, right? But it is not being enough and not worthy enough. Those seems to be some of the two core reasons that people suffer through their life. And we bring it from other lives, we bring it here, and it's all about getting and keep taking that step of healing and self-acceptance to know, yes, you are worthy and you are enough.
Well, what it is you around situations that you're trying to be like this other person wants you to be. And you can never be good enough for some people, no matter what you do. You stand on one leg, jump up and down, it's not high enough or whatever. They're always fine. The thing is to just come into yourself and be that authentic, beautiful self that you are. And there's people that'll say, oh, they don't want to be around you. Well, that's good. You don't want those people around you. And there's even sometimes family members. You got to be yourself, and they're going to have to, it'll adjust to who you are, and they'll either accept you for you or they won't. But the people that are in your life and to be around you love you for who you are. And there's nothing better than that. If you have to be something else to be loved, you're not going to really have love. You're just going to be an actor all life. But be authentic you and bring the people into your life that enjoy you, that you help, they help, and then it makes things so uniquely powerful you. So yeah, that's what I say, and that's what you're saying. We say the same.
Right.
Yeah, it's
We
pretty
said
cool.
the same.
Yeah.
So I think everybody that watches this at some point needs to take a deep breath, because you just had an opportunity to release when you're not enough and feeling unworthy, because we sure covered the ground on that. Those areas of our life that have affected us, to part of our life and our journey, that we all are this perfect self. Is there anything else that we can do? I don't know whether to hold space and silence, to let you, to lead the way, to do something, let Mitchell-Hedges, whatever you would do on a ceremony, just to
Well,
bring this energy forward even more.
Well, what it is one of the things the skull does very well is through meditation. The skull, what makes it so unusual, and all of the different scientists that try to push the 7,000-year-old world and don't think that there's anything before or any higher intelligence before, that we think we're the greatest, and not realizing that there's been past civilizations of higher knowledge, and there's entities around that are so many thousands of years ahead of us, that we have to understand, because the skull is made against the grain, which is impossible. It has lenses and prisms that are built inside the crystal. And so here's the crystal skull, and it's built with these perfect lenses and prisms in them. If you put a light underneath it, the light 90 degrees shoots out the eyes. And what it is it takes you very easily from the third dimension and brings you right up to the fifth dimension in your meditation. So it's a very powerful meditative tool, and we use it to share this universal love and light to the world. So if you'd like me to take you on a short meditation, I could do that.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to try to just bring you on the screen right now.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. So what it is if you would like to try the meditation with it, just get yourself in a comfortable position and just feel yourself and feel that love and light going all around you now. And as you close your eyes, just think of a spot right between your brow, this point, your pineal gland. You know, your pineal gland is, they say, the window of the soul, but it is a place in your body where you have these crystalline structures, and the skull is crystal, so it has a special vibration that works on your crystalline structure to fill your essence with this universal love and light. So just allow it to do what it does best. And then take a couple slow, deep breaths, just bringing in all that good healing energy into your body. And then if there's anything you don't need, just let it out with your breath and just relax. Let's do one more good deep breath, bringing in the healing love and light. And then let it out. And as you look at your third eye and looking up into the sky, into the heavens, we're just going to bring this beautiful white diamond light from the Creator down. And it's going to go into your crown chakra, and it's going into the skull and filling the skull with this beautiful love and light, filling you with this love and light. And then just bring it through the skull into the earth, because we're going to ground it into the earth, and we're sending it down deep into the earth. And you're going to go right to the heart of the mother of the planet, the mother that loves you and loves the earth so much. And as you connect to that, you can feel this sunset pink, beautiful light coming up, and fill it through your body and through the skull, and just feel the connection. And as it connects, you can feel the energy from the skull going right into your heart, and it allows you to just open up to that love and light. And we always want to bring in the different masters and guides that are here with us now and bring us into our meditation to take us into this higher consciousness. There we go. And I'm going to take and connect the other 12 skulls. We'll connect them, connect all of them, connecting with the center skull now. And then just feel the energy coming up. And you can now look at your hands through your third eye. You can see your hands, and there's an energy coming out of it. And this energy is like a healing light. And you'll kind of play with it, because if you see and aim at your body and there's any kind of dark spots anywhere in any one of your bodies, just put the light on it. See it dissolve and release. Just go away. And fill it with this peace and love. Now let's all come together in this love and light and just feel the energy building and going up into the sky, up into the heavens. And as it does, you can see it and guide it with your mind. We're going to send this beautiful white diamond light around the earth as a protection, a healing, a love, touching all parts of the earth. And with your mind, you can just let that love filter down to the humans, and just all human life feel that love and light in their hearts. And as you go around now, take that love that you have coming through your hands, and anyone you see that you needs healing, anyone place you feel that needs your help, send that love and light to them. Go there now. Take the love, take the light. Go now. May the blessings be. Bring yourself back now. We'll just let the energy come back into your body. You can feel it coming into your body on a count of 5. You're going to come completely back. 1, just feel the energy. 2, just let it flow out your fingertips and toes as you're coming up. 3, and this is where you really feel the love. Just bring it into your life. Bring it into your heart. 4, coming back, and 5 has been counted. Come back now whenever you're ready. Coming back whenever you're ready. God's love to all of you. We'll open up the connection between the other 12 skulls now. And we thank all those entities that have joined us and been with us on this meditation. Thank you. God's love.
I didn't want to come back.
Yeah, it was pretty peaceful, wasn't it? Yeah. So much love, but hey, we're there. We can go there anytime. So yeah.
We can. And I'm going to make sure that I record separate, make a copy of the meditation. I'll give you one.
Yeah, I had to do it kind of quickly, but I think I was feeling everyone working. So that's much thanks to all of you. Yeah. Because we need the world to share this love, and we got to, realize that we have a choice and we need to find peace and happiness. It's time. Yeah.
It is. And we're working on the collective consciousness, and they definitely are frantic. There's a lot of fear. So I'm hoping that everything that took place today, that with us being here, will go out into the cosmic energy of the consciousness of all that is, to help bring joy and balance and love, and help clear that energy. So thank you very much for being a part of today.
Well,
I
thank you very
really
much for having me here, and I enjoy working with you on this. You're doing good
it's
work, and my great pleasure to be here. So
yes, it is absolutely beautiful.